Today we're looking at the Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF, VYM, listed on the New York Stock Exchange. We'll look at how much dividend income it provides each year, dividend yield, payment frequency, total performance, and the management fee. VYM is an ETF provided by Vanguard, who own and operate the fund. Vanguard are the ones who own the underlying shares in each of the individual companies. So when we buy shares in the ETF, we buy from Vanguard, who continually issue new units in an open-end fund, and not the individual company shares inside the ETF. VYM tracks the investment performance of the FTSE High Dividend Yield Index. Stocks included in this index have a history of paying consistent above-average dividends. It pays distributions, which are dividends from the ETF, 4 times a year, with a yield of 2.86%, which would equate to $2,860 of dividend income for every $100,000 invested. It has a management expense ratio of 0.06% per year. So for every $100,000 invested, it will cost $60 per year in fees. And this is automatically subtracted from the ETF unit price, so you won't actually see any fees being taken from your brokerage account. Now, since this ETF tracks the large US dividend companies, it is concentrated towards financial companies. The largest portion of the fund at 20% is in financials, followed by healthcare and industrials at 12% and consumer staples at 11%. Materials and telecommunication companies make up the smallest percentage of the fund at 2 and 4% respectively. Since inception, VYM has had an average annualized return of 8.25% before tax, which includes both capital growth and dividends. Past performance is no guarantee of future performance, but it's a good sign of improving business fundamentals, continually driving each individual stock higher within the ETF. With dividends reinvested, the cumulative returns become much higher. Reinvesting these dividends creates a larger compounding effect, exponentially increasing our returns the longer we have our money in the fund. This is the approach I take investing for the very long term using ETFs, to one day live off the investment portfolio as passive income through dividends, or selling down small parts of the position.